So it's 2024, and after the roller coaster that was the real estate industry last year, the question I'm getting a lot is what's coming in 2024? Now, although I can't claim to be able to see the future, I can look at the data from last year and even from previous years, look at what the various experts are saying and point you in the right direction. If you don't already know, my name is Jaleesa McLennan. I am a licensed realtor in the state of Texas. However, in my former life, I was a business analyst for an international consulting company. So data is my friend. I rely on data when making decisions about how I invest, and I use data to help my clients make the best investment as well. Now, I live in the Houston area, so I'll be pulling data from the HAR MLS, which includes the city of Houston and surrounding cities as far south as Galveston and as far north as Montgomery, Texas. So let's get to it. Definitely the number one asked question is, will interest rates go down? Quick answer is yes. All data points to that. If we look at the Freddie Mac graph, you can see we hit a high of 7.79% on the 30-year fixed mortgage rate in October of last year. But right after, we see a decline that continued throughout the end of the year. As at the end of last week, it's early February, the average on the 30-year fix was 6.63%. However, depending on your lender, they could be starting at 6.4, 6.5. And of course, if you have a big deposit, good credit, so we're talking about like 700 plus, then you could get a quote close to 6%. Add to that, if you're buying and you can get the seller to put monies towards interest rate buy down, you could end up in the 5.5% region. Now, I have a true story. I have a buyer in this exact position. Additionally, if you work with one of the big name builders, you may be able to secure a rate under 5%. One caution though, if you're expecting rates to return to 2021, 2022 lows, then that's unlikely. According to Freddie Mac, they expect rates to go down in 2024, yes, but still remain in the 6 to 7% range. I've heard other experts go as low as 5%, but no one is expecting 2022, 2021 rates like 2.8% or 3%. Will home prices go up? Short answer, it depends. There are two things that will impact home prices. The first one is supply. If the supply of homes increases dramatically, that could spur a sharp decrease in prices in certain communities. I have to say this seems very unlikely. Right now, the average months of inventory in some Houston areas, cities like the Woodlands, is 1.9. That basically means it would take less than 2 months to sell all the available homes for sale in the market. And the same is true for most Houston area cities. Now, experts say a healthy real estate market has about a 6-month supply of inventory. There's no indication we'll be reaching those levels this year, at least not right now. The second thing that could affect home prices is if interest rates reach a level where a large number of buyers flood the market. If that happens, very likely prices will go up, as we saw what happened in 2021, 2022. I have to say this scenario seems a little bit more likely, at least for the Houston area. We still have lots of people moving to the area because of the cost of living, the job opportunities, and there are people right here who are just waiting for the right opportunity to buy. Actually, according to NAR, Houston is number 6 on the list of cities with the most pent-up demand for real estate. Now, I'm shooting this video in early February, and if interest rates hovering around 6.6%, many people are already coming back to the market. True story. I have clients I haven't heard from in a year reaching out in the last few weeks, and they're ready to get back in the market. They're ready to go. Now, if we have this reaction at 6.6%, makes you wonder what it'll be like if rates reach, say, 5.8%. Looking at last year's data, I actually think we'll have a mixed bag with home prices in the Houston area. In 2023, average home price decreased to $412,000 from $14,000 in 2022. That's less than a 1% decrease. But if you drill down by city or even by subdivision, you'll realize that that's more true in some areas than others. Take the city of Cypress, Texas, for instance, 25 miles outside Houston. This is one of the most sought after Houston suburbs. Home prices increased from an average $476,000 in 2022 to $497,000 in 2023. How did that happen? 3 things. The demand to live in that city is high, and I get it. It's a great city. When I moved to Texas, it was in my top 3 cities to move to, and although I ended up somewhere else, myself and my family still spend a lot of time in Cypress. The second thing is that the supply of homes is not meeting the demand. So many people want to live there for the schools, the proximity to Houston, the great residential communities, and there isn't enough supply. And the other thing is that people are getting really creative about how to do deals. Buyers and sellers negotiating. You have builders offering some incredible incentives. And then you have the reverse happening in some other Houston suburbs where prices went down last year because they were not as in demand as some other cities. All in all, there is not a lot of evidence pointing to a massive home price drop in the Houston area. So what do you do in 2024? Well, if the goal is to buy real estate, I would start with things that you can control. And that's your credit score, cash on hand, and the information you take in. Get informed about the locations you're interested in buying in. Are the prices going down? Are homes getting sold quickly? Or sometimes with multiple offers? Yes, those never stopped in some areas. Even with close to 8% interest rates, we had multiple offer situations in some places. Stay informed, and then you have to decide. Do you want to wait when more people come into the market as interest rates go down, or take advantage of current opportunities with the relatively quiet time we have going on right now? And for sellers, do you want to sell? Do you need to sell? What's the situation in your area? Are homes moving quickly? Should you rent instead? Are you able to get the property ready to sell so you can get the best possible price? In 2023, on average, it took 46 days for a single family home to get under contract in the Houston area. And that's not bad, considering it was a slower market. As buyer demand increases, days on the market likely will decrease. So sellers, there's opportunity coming. Stay informed, information is going to be your best friend. Understand your market, determine what's the best strategy for you. I will be checking in each month, doing an update on what's going on in the market, because I'm curious and I have things I want to do with real estate this year. So I'm going to share those with you. So feel free to subscribe to the channel to stay informed, stay up to date. Love to hear from you, so drop me a comment and a like. And if you'd like to get on a call with me, my calendar is in the description. Feel free to make an appointment. Love to hear from you. So hope to connect with as many of you as possible this year. Love to partner with you to help you reach your real estate goals, whether you're moving, buying, or selling. So thanks for watching, and take care till next time.